Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeff Kua of Whole Brain Kaihusai, and welcome to this demo program. All right, so we have a special guest today, this afternoon, who's going to share something about her program called Positive Focus. And she's from Singapore. She has been our guest previously. And well, without further ado, I'll be bringing in our guest today who will give her demo class, Miss Has R. Good afternoon, Has. You now have the floor.
Hey, good afternoon, Jeff. And thank you so much for inviting me here again. I'm really excited. And I just want to say hello to all the viewers out there. If you're a teacher, cheers to you. If you're a parent, cheers to you too. So, just a little bit about myself and the background is that I've been teaching and training, coaching for the past 25 years. And, I started Positive Focus because my son, once upon a time, he had learning challenges. And to cut it short, when he was 6, he told me, Mommy, I think you should teach my friends what you have taught me. I said, okay. So, and he says, my friend, she didn't know her Tingxie. Tingxie is Mandarin in spelling, right? And she cried. And I said, it's okay. Trust your unconscious mind. You can try again. Then she cried even more because she said, what is unconscious mind? She doesn't understand. So I say, maybe that's what I should do. Because before that, I was a music and movement educator, and I just love teaching music. And I went on to study drama and so many things. And today I want to talk about positive focus and how it has helped me to help my son from the person who was suspected of learning challenges when he was about coming to 5 years old. He couldn't even recognize his ABC. And today he's doing his double degree in law and liberal arts. And he's going to complete it this year. So I'm just excited and passionate about sharing skills and strategies for parents and teachers to support children. And of course, over the years, I've also lectured with various institutions and trained in various with various institutions too. And the whole objective is when I created Positive Focus is to show that there is not one way to get through the door. Many parents, many teachers out there, and if you are, you can just say hi. If you know that children are under stress, just type out. If you know that children are under stress, they're trying so hard. They're trying to learn in a way that doesn't work for them. So if you're around and if you're listening, let's interact. Go type out, yes, you know of such children or of such parents. And that was me. Once upon a time, a struggling single mom, passionate about teaching, but teaching is a lifelong journey, and as teachers you probably love to learn, and the learning never stops. So when my son talked to me about maybe I should teach his friends, I said, yeah, let's do it. So that's how Positive Focus is born, and it was born in 2006. And when I first started Positive Focus, it was to introduce NLP for children. Okay. So for those who know NLP, and I'm sure Kai Husai has done some videos, which I've seen, and Jeff, you're doing such a good job educating the teachers, because not all teachers can attend all the courses in the world, right? So NLP, what did I learn? In NLP, I learned about the unconscious mind. I learned that a lot of our behaviors are unconscious. And that's what I taught my son. And at 6 years old, he was able to articulate what is the unconscious mind, because sometimes I told him, trust your unconscious mind. All you need to know is within you. Breathe and listen to the teacher, because we all learn from our senses, right? Through our eyes, through our ears. So this is the basic fundamentals of what Positive Focus is all about, to focus on what will work for you, because neuro, the brain and the body, okay, and the language, all right, linguistic programming, the brain, the language to program yourself through the mind and body connection to get the result that you want. So the other thing about NLP that teachers can already use is to use anchoring. anchoring is you can use anchoring like a music, so maybe before class starts you can use a certain kind of music that the children will be anchored to. Until this day, I have that one piece of music that before class I will always put on so that it will anchor the children walking in to feel good when they come, so there's something about anchoring. So I'm sure you can learn more. You could use a visual anchor, you could use a sound anchor. There's so many things. And of course, also about your unconscious communication level. You could use your body language and your voice to create engagement with children. And these are all the strategies that you can actually put it in your class, because a lot of the times we are unconscious of what we are doing, our behavior. We are not aware of our own behavior. And when I train teachers, what I do is to get them to be aware of how they're looking. Are they frowning? Are they using the voice that is stressful? So these are the little things that teachers can actually begin to be more aware of. Okay. And then as I progress, because I was a music and movement educator, I've always incorporated music and movement into all my programs. By the way, the programs that I offer through Positive Focus spans from parent and child programs, primary schoolers, K to 12, and also teenagers, because over 25 years, some of my students have grown up and they're all young adults now, some of them. All right. So with music and movement, there is such value that you can bring into the classroom. Like, for example, I'm just going to show you how I integrate music and movement and yoga play. All right. So that's also another one element that's in the Positive Focus program. Because when I taught music, I realized that, music is so great. Children learn to move and sing and dance, feel the rhythm, which is really connected to language. So when I talk about music in the context of teaching and training, I'm also talking about how our rhythm of the language can impact the child's ability to listen, and how we can engage the child, and how the child can articulate better, right? So for example, what do I mean by that? So if a child doesn't have a sense of rhythm, so the child would say, hi, how are you, right? But if a child has a rhythm, hi, how are you? So you see, language has rhythm. And this is one of the things that I'm teaching training teachers to teach about phonics, early literacy, and reading comprehension. And I like to integrate music into the language through the rhythm, through the dynamics, through the pitch as well. And sometimes to engage children, you might not have music with you, you might not have your MP3 or whatever. You could use your voice. And for example, when children are not focused or you're losing their attention, you could just have a musical sound coming through you. You are the instrument, like you. Oops, and you will have all the attention from the children. I'm sure some of the teachers will recognize that as well. Some of you might be already using it unconsciously. And when you change that, what's happening is that you're changing the state of mind, right? So use your voice. And how I integrate yoga play is I created, after I did my certification in yoga therapy, because after music, I found, music is great. However, I would like children to have more pause, to be able to be more grounded, to slow down. And I found that yoga is great. And I got certified as a yoga kids trainer, and also yoga therapy and a yoga instructor for adults, right? So what I did was I worked with one of my course mates, and I created a yoga play cards, which I use the ABCs to actually get children to connect with yoga. And I call it Fitness Fun with Body Alphabet, and you can call it yoga play as well. So again, To me, language communication is important, especially in the learning context, because the child, they would need to learn to articulate, to express themselves, whether it's oral English or presentation skills, or when they're trying to get the message across. And even it's going to help them socially when they're able to articulate clearly. So I thought, why can't I integrate music and yoga and speech together, right? So I created these body alphabet cards, and it comes from A to Z. And like, you look at this, if you're a yoga practitioner, I'm going to put it closer. It's like a mountain pose, all right? And then when you stand still in your mountain pose, you say A. I am amazing. So I've got music to follow up with that as well. So the children will be standing, hey, I am amazing. Okay, great. So what's amazing about you? Well, I'm great at drawing. I'm great at football. I'm great in math. And we go a step further. And this is great for teachers as well, whether you're positive focus trained or not. This is just tools that you can use. So A is for amazing, right? And what's amazing about your mom? And they might need time to think. Now, what I'm trying to do is to get them to think outside of themselves and to connect with the world around them. And we start with a family. Like, for example, some children might say, my mom, okay, oh, I know, my mom is very good at cooking, very good. And then we have the letter B. B, it's like a balancing pose. It's like a tree pose, and you can balance, right? And B, guess what? It's for brilliant. Okay, so let's talk about what's brilliant about your teacher. And the child gets to think about positive things about the teachers, about, you can ask what's brilliant about your friend. And if the child is having social issues, what's brilliant about friendship? So many contexts that you could put. So my intention of positive focus is the word itself, positive, to bring positivity into the child's life, to bring positivity into the homes. So these cards you can use at home. And sometimes when I coach children, of course, when I coach young children, I will also be coaching the parents, right? Because I have worked with children from babies, parent and child, all the way to teenagers. So I'm competent in coaching the child and also coaching the parent. And what I love about coaching the child and the parent is that the parent also gets to learn. So some of the things that I also encourage the parent is, when the child has been bullied in school or doesn't want to go to school, every night use the concept of the unconscious mind is powerful. And at night, 10 minutes before bedtime, the first thing in the morning, 10 minutes. All right. That's when the brain is researched to be the most receptive. So just before the child goes to bed, you heard in positive psychology, we talk about how gratitude can actually literally change a person's life. And there has been lots of research on this. Please do your own research. And I thought, why can't I integrate that as well? So how do I integrate that? Let's say just from these very simple cards. Okay, let's do 3 gratitude before you go to bed. So what is one kind thing that you have done today? All right. What is a great thing that your friends have done for each other today? Or maybe, what is magnificent about your day today? So anything to get the child to be more focused, to be focused on positivity. Because many times when I ask children, what is positivity? It means being positive. It means being good. It means being kind. However, I'm realizing that a lot of children, they know all these words. But then again, when I ask them, okay, can you tell me how to be positive? Be kind. How to be kind? You can help other people. Okay. Yeah. So you got to get them thinking deeper. And can you imagine if we encourage the child to focus their mind on positivity every day in your teaching, whether you're a parent or a teacher? And by the way, I always believe that parents are the best teachers, because teachers will come and go. But the parent, you're always there. So I'm really passionate about training parents as well. All right. So These are just some of the things that you can begin to integrate. And of course, mindfulness is something that Positive Focus definitely advocates. And how do we use mindfulness into our program? Now, apart from the breathing exercises, we could also do things like just awareness, even in the classroom for teachers. If you find the children going out of sync, what you can do is like, okay, everybody, let's just sit up tall. By the way, when you sit up tall, what happens is that unconsciously and automatically you will breathe, and then you lengthen your spine, and then oxygenation and all the blood will start to flow. All right. And you take it a step further. You can say, let's just take one deep breath. Okay, now just feel your feet. Ooh, now the attention goes down to the feet. Just feel your feet, not your head if you feel your feet. Good. And if you're doing this with me, please feel your feet. And now I would take a step further. Now, bring your awareness to your toes and press your big toe down to the ground. If they're wearing shoes, then that's okay. Press it into your shoes. Just press it down. Can you feel it? And the children will probably go, mm-hmm. Okay, now press the next toe, the second toe, middle toe, next toe, and the little toe. Now press all 10 toes down. Very good. And now just feel your feet on the ground. Feel yourself tall. Take a deep breath in. And let's come back to class. This is just a simple strategy to get children to focus again, because sometimes the mind is a monkey mind, and sometimes you'll never know what's happening in children's mind. Like, for example, when my son had learning challenges, he couldn't recognize his ABC. He was suspected of dyslexia. I realized after doing exercises with him, the eye exercises, by the way, you can check out my YouTube channel. I'm Miss Focus. You can check it out. I've got eye exercises. I've got mindfulness breathing exercises. I've got effective communication for teachers there. And I've just uploaded yesterday a video on how to boost your child's brain power. I interviewed an expert in gifted education and also creativity expert. So, and I'll be doing a lot more videos, because my intention is to support teachers, because I think as a teacher of 25 years, maybe I'm biased, it's like, if we really want to change the world, we start with children, right? And who works with children? Teachers and parents. So that's what I'm really passionate about. And when you have all these in place, what happens is that whole brain learning happens. Now, back in 1998 or 2000, I can't remember, I had the blessing and the opportunity to learn from this amazing person called Dr. Rich Allens. And he has this whole brain train the trainers program, and that changed my life. And he was teaching the whole child. So his training was filled with rock and roll, and it was a 4 days of back-to-back train the trainers course. And we talked about how the brain learned, how if you don't space out the learning, you're going to space out the learners. We talk about unconscious competence, and we talk about conscious competence, so many things, right? So, but that really changed the way I choose to teach, because I am a very active person, and I struggle when I first started as a teacher. If not teaching music and movement, I will struggle, because to me, I find that learning must be fun, must be engaging. It must give children the opportunity to make noise, because some children, they're just auditory, and these children suffer if you tell them to keep quiet. And these are the little things that makes children go under stress mode. And remember, when the child is under stress, the child cannot learn. So therefore, it is so important for us to understand ourselves first. And that is why in my teachers training, where I provide teachers training, I could have a comprehensive teachers training, which is about 30 hours. And what happens is that the teachers will learn basic NLP, okay? Those that are very useful in the classroom as a teacher, okay? Basic positive psychology, again, very applicable in the classroom, teaching, parenting context. And they will also learn whole brain teaching methodologies adopted from Dr. Rich Allen's work. And of course, how to use music and movement, not just music, but use your voice, how to be musical, right? How to bring rhythm into the classroom, how to use rhythm to engage children so that they can think faster. And yoga play, oh, I've got hundreds of yoga play exercises, and of course, basic NLP. All right. So these are some of the things that Positive Focus does. And on top of that, I'm also a parenting consultant with this amazing program called the Golden Process. And 10 years ago, when I first studied this, it blew me away because this is the missing gap I felt. Because here we are trying to train the children, teach the children at the conscious level. But guess what? Children come from past background knowledge and experience. And some of these experiences at home or from past teachers may not be empowering. So therefore, this Golden Process, Sleep Talk for Children, is actually something that parents can do for the children while they're asleep. Again, going back to the subconscious mind. By the way, I'm also a trained consultant hypnotist. So hypnotherapy is something that is useful that has also helped me come out of that negative state, disempowered state when I was a single mom. So all these tools and strategies over the past years, I've put it all together to make it easier for teachers because look, we don't have all the time in the world to take so many courses, right? So I package all these together and the Golden Process consultant program or an upcoming coach program. So if you wish to be a consultant, parenting consultant, you will be recognized with the International Association of Counselors and Therapies. Or if you want to be a coach for parents to teach about how to build self-esteem, I do that as well because I'm a consultant trainer with a Golden Process Sleep Talk for Children. So that is what Positive Focus is all about. So I have said so much, and I don't know how many of you are out there. And if you have any questions at all, please ask me. I'll be more than happy to share. You're very interesting and engaging speaker. I'm a college instructor, but I find your tips useful. You are so right. And you know what? Doanne Ong, thank you. Doanne, I'm also a lecturer with GIG International School in Singapore, where we bring certification from the London Teacher Training College to certify teachers or people in transition who wants to start their own enrichment centers. So I've been lecturing there for the past 9 years, and I do get college teachers coming in. I do get scientists coming in because we're always changing. Like, this is why I put it up here today. One of my students gave this to me, and I thought, this is a great time to put this up. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes in the middle of nowhere, you find yourself. So I find that teachers, this is one of the most exciting times to be a teacher because knowledge is power. So it's no longer in the past whereby, oh, I'm an English teacher. Oh, I'm a music teacher. Oh, I'm a this teacher. And that's what I struggled with. I want to teach NLP. Yeah. Oh, I want to teach positive psychology. Oh, I want to teach music. So you know what? I'll go with what my son said. I'll start my own program. And I've been so blessed since 2006 to just enjoy my work. So I get to go into corporations to train parents, parenting strategies, anything, whatever they want. NLP, positive psychology, yoga play, music and movement, mindfulness, anything at all. So teachers, you are in a space whereby I find you are in a space where life is going to be so exciting. And somehow this COVID-19 has just catapulted the whole thing that is limitless right now. You can do anything online. So for those teachers who are still passionate about just teaching college students or just teaching primary schoolers, and that's okay too, because guess what? These students, they are exposed to YouTube. They are exposed to online learnings. In fact, I'm getting more and more parents coming to class as well. So they are so exposed. Remember, sometimes the children will also view you as, okay, are you limited by your certain capacity? So as a teacher, I'm not suggesting that we have to be perfect, but we also want to be respectful of the learners. I've got so many children who tells me, this teacher, right, she only thinks her way is right, whereas I've gone to other classes that they also talk in another way and it works. And by the way, that is something that I've learned too. When my son was young, when you're excited, I learned about mind mapping, I learned about certain strategies. And when I shared with my son, that wasn't how his brain worked. He used a different methodology than mind mapping, and that worked for him. So sometimes we got to be respectful of the learners as well. So thank you, Doanne. Is there anything else that I can help you with? Because there is so much. How do we buy the flashcard? Okay, so if you want the flashcards, we could. Okay, I haven't come to the point where I do downloadable, but the world has changed, and that's why we get so busy. Maybe I'll do a downloadable one, and I'll get to Jeff. How about that, Jeff? Because right now it's cards. And usually when I sell them, I use them in class with the music. It comes with the music. So when I don't sell the music though, because it's like protected, because I've created many voiceover programs that can support teachers as well. So like, for example, like the breathing exercises, not all teachers are trained to be relaxed or have that voice to bring everybody in a state. So I do have all these audio files, MP3 files to support my programs when teachers teach them. So to make sure that the program is always at least 50% of the quality is maintained, because there's different kinds of teachers. Because I do get principals saying, hey, you come and do this and it's different from your teacher doing it. I say, yeah, but you cannot expect the teachers to do what I do, because I have much more experience, and the teachers are new. So, and that's when I decided to record certain things to put inside the system of the Positive Focus program, suitable for K to 12. If you go to my YouTube, Positive Focus, you will see students, what they say about the program. I've recorded them. And yeah, so back to the cards. We could always go do mail. It costs at the moment $30 Sing dollar, but no music. So I'll talk to Jeff about maybe downloadable ones, and I'll keep you updated. Any other questions?
Hi, Has. Looks like they're happy, and your explanations were all clear. Yes, regarding the flashcards, Doan is very interested with the flashcard. I am also interested with the flashcard. Yeah, maybe we can buy ahead or ask people who wants to go buy, and then we'll have it sent here, the physical cards. Those are very interesting and very amazing idea. So there, Has, thank you very much for your time. To all the viewers who joined this demo class, thank you very much. I'm sure you learned a lot. And here's one from Diego. Thank you for sharing your knowledge.
Thank
Yes.
you, Diego. Happy
Yes.
teaching.
Or-
You're a teacher. I celebrate teachers. Yes.
yes, that's great. So, has any last words or one more tip before you end the demo class?
I think I would like to share with teachers that you're doing such an important job. Stay positive. Take care of your mind, your body, and your emotions. Take care of you, because your children are learning from you, so that they can also take care of themselves. And that goes the same with parents. Let's create a better world together.
That's great. Has, thank you very much. And to all who view this and to all who will view this in the future in its recorded version, I'm sure you'll be happy that you saw this video. All right. Has, thank you very much. And to all the viewers, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Jeff.
Bye. You're
Bye.
welcome, Has. Bye.